Sharing screen right now is not being so friendly. I'm on. Okay, let me just. It's really annoying. Share screen is not working right now, so I'm just gonna go as follows from here. We're in the middle, and we're going to be finishing up this parak right now related to anivas, related to humility. As Chagai said, it's correctly called anava. That's the parak name. So it said that kavod. Now we're discussing honor and how a person should. Negative things will happen for a person who pursues honor. It's not good for your neshama, and great things will happen for a person who tries to run away from honor. So it says that kavod eno el havel havalim hamarir adam al daito v'aldas kono umeshakecho kol chovaso. That honor is basically it's emptiness, like a person who runs after honor, and it causes a person to go against his own moral compass. A person will do things that might not be the most yashar in order to get honor, and he's also going to violate things that Hashem wants him to do in order to attain honor. And he's going to forget his obligations. I mean, this person who wants honor is going to be pursuing it at the cost of mitzvos and chiyuvim that he has. Sometimes it could be like a chiyuv for one's family, right? To I have to work late because I need the cover. Like I want the position for kavod. If you want the position, okay, so you need money for your family. That's different. If someone only pursues things for kavod, so it's not good. And a person who recognizes this and realizes just how empty honor really is, you're going to despise honor and you're going to hate it. And when people praise you for someone who recognizes what honor really is, like you don't want it, so it's going to be like a burden to you. Because they're going to praise you and say, wow, oh my God, he's such a tzaddik. And the person's going to be like, I'm not a tzaddik. Like, you don't want, you're getting praise that's something that's not even honest. He's going to be embarrassed because he doesn't even have those traits and qualities that they're praising him with. And people are going to be like adding on more false praise, and he's going to be further humiliated. I think more for anivas, I know of a few people who like Dafka when they're like big Rabbanim who Dafka don't want introductions, and they don't want when they're giving a share somewhere, someone say, "Wow, he's Marbit's Torah to all of Klal Yisrael," and he like they don't want to hear that. They have true anivas. I've been to weddings where the Messiah Kedushin will dafka like stand all the way in the front so that he's not like walking all the way down the whole hallway like where everyone's standing for him for 10 minutes. Like that shows anivas, like just not needing everyone to give you as much honor, right? Someone who seeks the honor will stand all the way in the back, has their name called, oh, let me walk all the way around. I'm not saying obviously that if you see someone who walks from the back, it might just be they happen to have been in the back. Not necessarily for that reason, but I think you understand. We spoke last time, or maybe it was 2 times ago, about tshuvas from Rabbi Akiva Eger, where he instructed his son. The thing we spoke about was to take out, to remove, when it speaks about, when he's talking about his students, that it shouldn't be in third person. It shouldn't be like, it should be like he speaks to students and like they're like equal to him in a certain sense. Like that's the way he viewed it. They learn from him, he learns from them. And it quotes here, it says another thing that he instructed his son. He says, and if you see like any like tshuvas, so the questioner who's writing to this big Rav, anyone who's publishing a child in tshuva is a big Rav, hopefully. So the questioner always writes like, oh, like I want to write to the writing in third person, like I want to write to Hagona Tzaddik Harav Kadosh, right? And they put on all the praise. So Rabbi Kiva Aker says, he writes, I don't want you to, he tells his son, I don't want you to publish this part, like leave that out. And he says, whenever I get a letter, I skip it. I don't even want to look at it. It's like nauseating. And he says that it's usually like over exaggerated and it's not true, or they're lying, or like he says it's just I don't want to see it, right? So that's real anivas. It's now the last section when it comes to kavod is the follows. Achilik harvihu chalok hakavod kol adam, is a person should always make sure to praise other people, to give honor to other people, to distribute honor around. V'chein shanina, it says in Pirkei Avos, Perak Dal Mishnah Aleph, Ezuhu mechuvad, who's someone who gets honor? Hamachabe es habrios, you honor other people, right? It's very counterintuitive, right? You'd think someone who gets honor is someone who pursues honor. No, someone who runs away. I honor you, therefore I will end up being honored by people. Very interesting. The Amr Od, and it says in Gemara Psachim and Daf Kuf Yud Gimel and Beis, Min ein haodeh b'chaver shu gadol mimenu, afil davar echad chayv l'nhog bo kavod v'chulei. Gemara discusses how when there's someone who's greater than you in even one area, it could be you're a bigger Talmid Chacham, it could be you're better at not speaking Lashon Hara, it could be that you do more chesed, it could be you give more tzedakah. But if that person is someone who you see is never jealous, then wow, look at that Maila, and you have to give kavod to him, even though he's deficient in all the other areas. So the Od Chaninu, and we all says in Pirkei Avos in Perak Da Mishnah Kaf, have a makdim b'shlom kol adam. You should always make sure to try to greet others. Meaning, at first when I was discussing this, and it's going to elaborate a little more related to greeting people, like what does that have anything to do with kavod and anivas? But I think it does. I mean, obviously it does. He wrote it here, but what's the connection? The connection is as follows: when someone is seeking honor, you think in your head, oh, I expect you to greet me. I don't have to go on my way to greet you. You have to greet me. Look at me. Look who I am, right? So the fact that a person is going out of his way to greet someone else, that shows you're being mechabed him. You're honoring him, and you're showing that, like, I don't need to be greeted. I'm happy to greet you. So that says in Pirkei Avos, Amru alav al Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai. It says about Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai in Brachos Daf Yud Zayin Amud Aleph, Shlo iktim lo adam shalom me'olam b'fil goy bashuk, that no one ever greeted him before he greeted them. He always beat them to the punch, even a non-Jew in the marketplace. He always greeted someone else first. And whether it comes to one's speech or one's actions, you always have to show honor to someone else. And it says in Gemara Yavamos, Daf Samach Beis Amud Beis, Me'esrim ve'arba elef talmidei Rabbi Akiva shemesu al shalo nagu al shalo hayu nohagin kavod zelazeh. That the students of Rabbi Akiva didn't treat each other properly. Right? Kamosha bizayon hu davar misyaches el harisham. And just as disgrace, when you think of a wicked person, we think of like someone who's disgraceful to the Ribbon Shalom, or the way people view this person as a disgrace. So just as a Russia is disgraceful, so tzaddik is associated with kavod, right? The amount of kavod that a tzaddik gets. Because the kavod is always with the tzaddik, and it's never going to leave him. Ve'omer, it says Pasuk Yeshayahu Kaf Dal Kaf Gimel, V'neged Zekenav Kavod, with someone who's zaken, meaning with someone who's a tzaddik Talmid Chacham, is kavod right there with him. It says the story of Isser Salman Meltzer, who he himself was a very big tzaddik and Talmid Chacham, and when he used to go to a wedding, he used to stay till the end. And he said the reason for that is, he says, I don't have so much money. I can't really give much of a gift to the chassan and kala. But what I can give them, he says, people, they choose to honor me. And so when I stay late for a wedding, I'm bestowing my honor, that people see, wow, look, I'm here all the way to the end. It gives kavod to the chassan and kala, the fact that I'm here till the end. And that's something I'm able to give. Now concluding in a certain sense, concluding the parak. We explained the different segments of anava, upratehem kekol prate haminim, and the details based on the categories. Hamitrachvim v'holchem l'fi anosim l'fi ha'itim v'amakomos. Yisma chacham v'yosef lakach. And there are many, many details related to them, and these details and all the different components related to anivas and kavod actually could be different based on what the issue is, the time period is, the place where you are, right? If you think about the way honor is in England versus the way it is probably in Africa, they have a very different view of kavod and very different view of anivas. And therefore he says, meaning I'm giving you the general like rubric, and it has to be applied potentially differently in each situation. But whatever time a person lives, whatever is viewed as kavod, that's what you want to run away from. Whatever is viewed as anivas, that's what you want to run towards. And for sure, when a person is humble, it's gonna remove all the stumbling blocks, and it's gonna bring a person to a lot of good things. Because when someone's really humble, genuinely humble, they care a lot less about the physical world, about the materialism, and he's not going to be jealous about other empty things that he knows that other people have. That the people who surround someone who's humble, they're usually good people. It's usually good company. And he himself, the humble person, is pleasant to be around. He's very humble. He's not going to come to machlokas. He's not going to come to anger. Everything is tranquil. Everything is calm. Everything is peaceful with him. Right? It's nice to be around people who don't get angry. People who have everything is relaxed, and they're not running after the kavod. He gives a bracha like praiseworthy is a person who has this trait. Kvar Amr, it says in Yerushalmi Shabbos Alf Gimel, Masha asta chachma atara l'rosha asta anava akev l'sil yasa. It quotes two different psukim related to Yira Shemayim, and it equates chachma with the rosh, meaning the famous Reishis chachma Yiras Hashem. So Reishis, like the rosh chachma of chachma Yiras Hashem. Reish chachma Yiras Hashem. Then it has another pasuk, less famous, Ekev anava Yiras Hashem. Right. So the heel for anivas is Yiras Hashem. Asta anava akev yasa establishes the heel by the shoe for anivas. Kikol hachachma kulo lo yarchana v'zabar, because the entirety of wisdom cannot equal the rank of anivas. Meaning, if you have you're so bright and so intelligent, but if you have gaiva, it doesn't do so much for you. But so all the chachma in the world doesn't equal a true humble person. So with that, we finish the parak.